Okay, so now after sizing the paper, we're going to create some cells on the page to create our grid. On the right side in this column, um, there's a number of panels here. We have custom package selected. Probably uncheck rotate to fit and go down to where it says cells and just click on a cell. It doesn't matter what size because you just want to put a cell there. And you can move this around. We're going to define our cell, the size of it, by going down to where it says adjust selected cell. Now you can just go in here and type. The size of our cells on this 11 by 14 inch paper is going to be 4.5 inches in height and 3.5 inches in width. Now we have one cell. If you hold the Option key and click and hold down and move this over, you're going to get a duplicate. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate that, holding the Option key and moving this over. So now we have 3 cells, and you can kind of adjust this to make sure it's even. You want equal space in between these two things. And so what you're going to do is where it says, where does it say snapping? Grid snap. Uncheck this first because that'll allow you to manage to put this somewhere in the middle. You want to try and see if that looks pretty even. So just uncheck the grid snap. And then we're just going to simply do this in 2 more rows. So you're going to hold the Option key and drag this down. For all of the other ones to create a grid of 9. We can straighten these out in a minute. Option, drag, Option, drag. Okay, so now that we have all the cells, what we want to do is try and give them all the same space in between, which means we're going to move this one up a little bit. It's a little touchy, but if you keep at it, you can get them all pretty much the same. Okay. This one needs to come over a little. Okay, that looks right. Awesome. Okay, now all you do then is you click down here and drag each one of them in the cell, right? But what you need to do is, because the pictures down here are wider than the cells, you can click inside, if holding the Command key, you click inside the picture, it turns into a little hand, and you can move around until you get the right frame. Now I'm leaving some of the picture out because I want to focus mostly on these power lines and towers. So my typologies are for power lines and towers. So I'm holding down the Command and moving the pictures around like this, putting them all in. I'm just going to drop them in. You know how to mess with them now. Holding the Command key. Now we have your grid. So you would go in, hold the Command key, and move these in position the way you want them. When everything's in position, you're going to save this, create a saved print. You're going to name it Typologies. and it's going inside this collection here, inside the typologies. And here is a saved print. So we can go back later and we can print this. What I want you to do first, though, in order to hand it in, I want you to post it on your blog. In order to do that, I want you to go down to where it says print. I'm sorry, under the print job, I want it to say print to JPEG file, because before we print them, we're going to make JPEG files out of them so you can post them as one image. Print sharpening, I would uncheck that. Actually, you can check it and put it on standard. None of this really matters right now because we're not printing it, and we could always go back and change it. But what we want to do is we want to print to file. So you want to print to the JPEG. So click on print to file, name it Typologies, put it in your folder. I'm going to put mine on my desktop right now and save it. Preparing print job. It's not actually printing, it's printing to the file. So that when we go and find it, it's right here on the desktop. Yours should be in your folder.